Welcome to Mindfully Integrative Podcast with your host, Dr. Damaris G. Mindfully Integrative is a podcast discussing ways toward mindfully incorporating integrative health into our lives. This podcast will have informative resources, fun topics, interviews, and discussions relatable for today with a true mindful perspective in a mind-body holistic life approach.
Hi, how are you? Let's talk about the lesson of excuse me. Let's talk about, combination of your blood sugar and balancing meals. I talked briefly on this on the previous lesson, but I wanted to just kind of touch base and let you know how to kind of dive into that a little bit more. So how do you stabilize your blood sugar by optimizing it from GLP-1 function? You're supporting long-term metabolic health. You do this by finding simple meals, ways that can keep you at a blood sugar steady that will help prevent you from that midday crash. How do you do that? By blood sugar GLP-1 metabolisms, because they're connected. You do this because you structure meals in a functional, nutritional way. And I'll give you some examples. So first, the connection between blood sugar and are in our bodies, right? So let's think of it like, how do we regulate the blood sugar, the GLP-1, and the metabolism? Well, I've spoken numerous times on this, and we're trying to get you back to balance, not too high, not too low, not complete survival, but to get you where you're not getting cravings, not having metabolic chaos, you're not having, not crazy amounts of fat storage. You're trying to keep yourself at a stable mode. You're trying to avoid those blood sugar spikes. You're trying to get yourself from not having a flood of insulin within the body. Because what that does, that gives you fat storage, energy crashes, and you get so many cravings. When your blood sugar does crash, it leads to irritability. You become hangry. You're overeating at your next meal. You're fatigued. You have brain fog. The list goes on. From there, then that could lead into a cascade of chronic imbalances within the body. Hyperinsulinemia, which means then you get problems with you're feeling hungry too soon. The hormones of ghrelin and leptin are not satisfying you. You're getting hungry. You have poor blood sugar. You have slow and fast metabolism. Then this could lead to chronic illnesses that cause more insulin within the body, inflammation, and then the list goes on. How do you balance like this? How do you do it? What's going on? Whole foods, nutrient-dense foods. Instead of worry about what to take out, think about what you're putting in. Protein, fiber-rich veggies, healthy fats, ultra-processed foods, get rid of them. If it's the crap, don't eat it. Stick to more of a meal timing than I've spoken with before. Try to eat between about 3 to 5 hours, or one good quality meal and two smaller. Hydrate, and move the body. And then of course, sleep. So those are, no matter what, will always be factors in life. Now, key components in the blood sugar balance are your macros. So understanding protein, fiber, fats, and balancing your sugar. So it's protein, carbs, fats, but think about, instead of just carbs, think about nice quality, dense fiber, healthy fat, and protein. If you can do a good balance there, you're going to have balanced sugar. How do we do this? We stimulate with protein. It stimulates the secretion of GLP-1 from the L cells in the small intestines. This helps preserve muscle by giving you more protein. It reduces your hunger and stabilizes your insulin levels. The healthy fats slows the digestion, lowers the glucose spikes, improves your hunger that you have. When you absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, E, and K, vitamin A, D, E, and K, your body is more likely to feel full and feel good. Fiber, non-starchy vegetables, those like that are broccoli, cruciferous vegetables, greens, that slows down the breakdown of the carbohydrates. That helps you with your gut bacteria. It helps boost your GLP-1 naturally. It helps regulate your bowel movements. The fiber moves things along. It supports detox, because detox is not only removing the waste within the GI system by excreting it through stool, but it is also through cleaning out the liver. So the detox is a combination of trying to get you hydrated and clear out all that excess, and then clear out the fiber helps, rotor that stuff in the colon and in the entire GI system by eating that. So if you're going to go for complex carbs, please go for the complex, not the simple carbs. And that gives you more of a sustained energy, like sweet potatoes, quinoa, legumes, oats, things of that nature. And how do you do it? The combination is always protein, veggie, fat. That's how you would eat. You could actually start with the veggie combo, the protein, and then the fat. Or think of it like you're going to bring in sustainable energy. You always want to have that in your body. It absorbs it. So the fiber will break up. Let's say it goes protein, then you're going to have your quality veggie, then you're going to have the fiber and the fat, and then that will help break down any excess glucose spikes. And that's where you're going to become metabolically healthy. So there is a way to eat, there is timing, and it is what you put into your body. Now I will put in examples of sample breakfast, lunch, and dinners. I promise. For example, eggs, spinach, and avocado. There you've got your protein, you've got your greens, and you've got your fat. There you go. There's no spike. I have that almost every single day. If I'm not having an egg, it's probably going to be yogurt. Next, snack, Greek yogurt, chia seeds, blueberries, protein, fiber, antioxidants. The chia seeds helps with any sort of sugar spike, and the antioxidants, blueberries. Dinner, salmon, kale, cauliflower. You've got your omegas, you've got the protein, you've got your GLP-1 cruciferous vegetables to help boost your GLP, and you got your cauliflower, which is fibrous and also nutritious. Chicken. So it's like, keep it simple, and if you start putting a bunch of junk in there, and you wonder why it's not good, or it may not taste as good, but you can season things. I mean, you can still use cheese, you can still use things. You just have to modify it. You cannot think that having the fried food is going to get you healthy. You put the crap in, you're going to feel like crap. You put the good stuff in, you're going to feel really good. Tips for meal prep. I usually have proteins done earlier in the week. Then I have like a batch of veggies done, and then I'll have some starches, and sometimes I'll just put it together, and then I'll season it differently, and I'll change it up like that. So it's like I'll have that in the fridge, and I'll make it quicker. Sometimes I'll buy a rotisserie. Sometimes I'll have it pre-steamed, just so that I can feel like it's been done. I'll even buy pre-steamed bags of veggies and things if I'm really trying to get quick meals on the go. If you really want to get yourself motivated, give yourself a challenge. Take pictures. Look at what your food is that you're having every day. And does it meet that criteria that I'm stating? Is it in that meal prep protein veggie? Or do you notice you're getting like a big old salty burger with French fries and who knows what? If you can't take a picture of it and you're feeling a little embarrassed, that should give you an idea. Maybe there's room for improvement. It's okay to eat certain foods. Just become aware of where you are and how you can balance it out. Like for example, if you're going to have like a slice of pizza that next day, I want you to be modified about where your protein intake is, or even that next meal. It's okay to have cheat moments. It's okay to, eat. I want you to feel comfortable in your body and where you're at, but understand, where you need to be the most metabolically healthy. That's our goal. That's what we're trying to for, or at least to let you be knowledgeable in this course to understand them. I hope this helps on this. And I'll give you a little bit more takeaways and snack ideas in the extra action plans. Talk with you soon. Thank you for listening to the Mindfully Integrative Show with Dr. Damaris Maria Grossman, family nurse practitioner. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not to substitute for professional medical advice, diagnose, or treat. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your healthcare routine. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. If you enjoyed our show, please support us by leaving a mindful review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite streaming platform. Interested in being a guest or more information? Email us at info@mindfullyintegrative.com. For resources mentioned in the show, visit our website at www.mindfullyintegrative.com. You can also connect mindfully with Dr. Damaris on her social media links found on the site. May your strength and peace guide you to find a mindful way every day. Namaste.